Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duck Bricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick. Okay, so this right here is a very charming small set from the first wave of Harry Potter sets. It is simply the Gryffindor Common Rooms and Gryffindor Dormitories set. Now, this was really just based on the first movie before LEGO really had any access to what the movie was going to look like. Presumably, they were looking at the cover art for the books and trying to figure out what the world of Harry Potter would translate to on screen, which is why it looks so odd, but I think that is definitely part of the charm of the early Harry Potter sets, is having just weird, strangely colored stuff like this, featuring colors that we probably have never even seen parts in before and never will again. First of all, I want to point out the amazing base plate in the old purple color. That's really great to get. Obviously, one of the highlights is the fat lady portrait, which you can see right here, from the spinning wall to reveal the entrance to the Gryffindor Common Room after you tell her the password. I think that's a really fun piece to get, and while it doesn't necessarily look too much like an actual minifigure, I do appreciate the graphic design on it being still similar enough to the actual minifigures that came out for this theme. You have some specially printed books in teal and red. LEGO Harry Potter introduced a ton of different books and printings for the book covers. So you've got potions and herbs right here. So very fun to see different styles of books being introduced just for the Harry Potter line. And here we even have a custom fabric element. This is meant to represent, I guess, one of the bed sheets. So the minifigures are supposed to sleep here, cover themselves in the bed sheets here or the bed curtains, and then get up like so. And for whatever reason, they made the wands transparent using lightsaber blade pieces. So I don't know what LEGO designers were on when they made this, but man, this is just such a fun and inventive set. Honestly, probably could be even like a Harry Potter book set more than an actual movie set, just because of how bizarre it is. One thing I do want to note is that the graphic design for Harry Potter figures was honestly not the best back then. Very odd facial features, especially for Ron here. So it's just kind of funny seeing how this set was put together and a glimpse into the past of LEGO design. With that though, we can move on to the next set. And this right here is Gringotts Bank. This was one of the Harry Potter sets that also was released right when the first few movies came out, so it has a very interesting style. LEGO designers were really just working off of either clips of the movies or concept artwork, so kind of interesting seeing how the design language for Harry Potter sets evolved. And this is honestly a surprisingly involved set with a lot of stuff you can do, which is why I really wanted to pick it up. One of my favorite features is the actual cart here. I really appreciate how you can actually have it be fully playable. Tip this forwards, and the cart just simply slides down. Very, very simple, but oh so satisfying to have it just slide cleanly down the rails like so. Not a lot of friction there, so you can really just get a lot of good speed with this particular model. Now, once you actually have the minecart tipped downwards, like you have right here, very simple, you actually reveal some other stuff down inside. You have some potion books and whatnot. I love these little surprises that Harry Potter designers included in the early days of LEGO, just to have little fun stuff like that. So you have a nice cart here, and it comes with 2 different goblin figures. You've got Harry, Hagrid, and the 2 goblins, so one of them I guess might be Grip Hook or one of the main ones, and one of them is just another attendant. I've kind of just placed him here, but he really just kind of walks along with his cart. Now this is a surprisingly sturdy and large build for what it is. Of course, it's very simplistic as well, just using these large columns, but I do like the attempt at detailing. As we zoom in, you can see some of the lights being actually physically built into the tower itself. You've got some different animals up at the top there, including a white rat, which is very interesting. And of course, you have the printed tile or the printed brick here, which literally says Gringotts, a very nice print to have. And then moving onwards, we have down here the actual vault. So this whole thing can be removed so you can have easy access for play. One thing that's very interesting is that you actually can have the vault be spinning around. So if you so please, you can have this be maybe hidden away, and then when you say the magic password or show your keys, then it spins around and reveals the bank. This bank can also be opened up like so, revealing some money inside. There were some money elements inside here. And then again, right underneath, we have another tile that's printed just as an extra surprise for people using this set and playing around with it. All in all, I really do like the concept of the set. Having the Goblin Bank being featured in LEGO set form for the first time was very, very charming. It certainly has its own unique 2001-2002 Harry Potter aesthetic, but I think it certainly nails the vibe that they're going for, and I love just how satisfying it is to have the cart roll down just like that. With that though, let's now move on to the next set. One thing I forgot to mention about the Harry Potter sets we just saw, the Gringotts area also has a bank which you can open up with a key and actually can store some treasures inside. Super simple build, but you can see that right here. And the Hogwarts dorms actually came with this very expansive, really nicely detailed banner piece. It's fully cardboard and it's meant to act as a backdrop for the two different modules. So the way it works is you have it set up here and you have the two different size modules just kind of situated like this. It is really cool that they actually included this. You rarely ever see something like this in sets, and I just really love the artwork done here. It's just a very classic and vintage style of artwork that truly feels pretty cozy, like an actual classroom or in the Gryffindor Commons room themselves. But let's just now move on to the other stuff. Right here. Alright, and with that we have summed up this mini review of two of the classic LEGO Harry Potter sets from the very beginning of the theme. They're a pretty far cry from the modern Harry Potter sets we get today, but it's really charming to take a look into the past and see what LEGO was trying to do with the Harry Potter theme, specifically with the Gryffindor dormitory one, where they really didn't know what to expect from the movie and were kind of just making up their own things based on the book artwork. It's a very interesting journey to see how Harry Potter has evolved over the years in LEGO format. I hope you enjoyed this video and be sure to stay tuned to Duck Breaks for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Bye for now.